All right, ladies and gentlemen, today we're learning about the customary system. The customary system is a system that we use here in the United States of America for measuring length, weight, capacity, and various other things. It's basically a unit of weight and measure. We get a lot of it from England and what used to be the British imperial system, and we just never really got rid of it. And today we're going to basically cover what is um, an appropriate unit of measurement for particular things. So let's take a look at our first one. How much soda is in a can? Well, first, what am I measuring? Am I measuring the length of something? Well, I don't measure soda in length. Am I measuring weight? Now, we might think we measure soda in ounces. We might think that, but really, ounce is a unit of weight. We don't say we have so many pounds of soda. We would probably say fluid ounce. So fluid ounces would be good, and the short abbreviation for that is FL space OZ. Fluid ounces is what we would use. Now you could say cup or pint, but when we think of soda, what we buy, 12 ounce, 20 ounce, usually we buy them in measurements like that. Now, the next one we have is how much a fish tank can hold. Well, this sounds like another type of capacity to me, but would I use ounces? Probably not. An ounce is a very small amount, about a mouthful of mouthwash. And I know if I had a fish tank, that's going to be an awful lot of mouthfuls. Cups would be about as much milk as a single serving carton. Still pretty small. Pint, still too small. We might want to go all the way up to a gallon. And usually that is how fish tanks are measured, is in gallons or the short GAL. Okay? We buy 20 gallon or 15 gallon or 50 gallon fish tanks. Then we have the length of a rope. This is another one that might get confusing. When we talk about length, right now I'm telling you already, I want to know how long that rope is. Inches, feet, yards, miles. Well, we tend not to buy rope in miles. We usually buy it in feet or yards. And in this case, yards will probably be the best answer. Okay? Usually it's measured in yards. However, feet is also acceptable. But on your homework, I will probably want you to put down yards. Length of a pencil, probably going to be measured in inches because we don't tend to have 3-foot long pencils. Let's see here. Come on, erase. A small bag of peanuts will probably be measured in what? Well, it's probably going to be measured in weight. Now, I would say ton does not work because ton is the weight of 2 grand pianos, and we tend not to buy that many peanuts unless we're shipping them like on a boat. Pound, about the weight of a loaf of bread. I don't know about you, but we might buy a pound of peanuts, but I've included a detail in this small bag. We're probably going to have that measured in ounces. Okay. Distance to your house. Well, we're probably not going to use inches. That's going to be an insanely big number. Probably not going to be feet. Still too big. Yards, unless you live across the street, we're probably not going to do yards. So the correct one would be a mile. We would want a mile or lowercase mi would be the appropriate unit of measurement for this. A couple more. Weight of a truck. Well, we could probably have that in pounds, although it's still going to be probably in the thousands. And since we're talking thousands, we might want that to be in tons, which is TON or a lowercase t. And how much flour in a recipe? I bet you know this one already. We tend not to use gallons or quarts. We tend not to use ounces or pounds. We tend to use cups when it comes to recipes, because that's a capacity. How much fits in a cup? Okay, so there we go. Here are your sample problems that you need to complete before you can start your homework. What unit do you use for the length of a pen, the weight of a dog, the capacity of a mug? And now, when I say mug, I mean the proper capacity. I don't mean, you might think a one unit might be particularly good, but remember, mugs come in lots of different sizes, and we tend not to see fractions on their labels. That's my hint. And then finally, the length of a rug. What are you going to measure the length of a rug in? All right, ladies and gentlemen, do these problems. Come and see Mr. Briggs when you're done. Have a good